We have a new launch from Nomad Cosmetics to talk about today. I'm very excited. Hello and welcome if you are new here. My name is Rachel, and if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. Nomad has released a new collection, 3 new mini palettes to add to their Nomad Air line. I want to give you all the information that I have for sure, and I've created 1 look with each palette, so a total of 3 looks in this video. I don't have all the information. I don't have pricing information or anything like that, but in the past, they have launched a mini palette like this that retailed for $22, so I'm assuming it's going to be about that same price point. And there are 3 different destinations, and with each look that I do, where I do a look with each palette, I am gonna do close-ups and swatches with each look. So I'm not gonna do them all at the beginning. Of course, there will always be timestamps down below in the description box if you need to know. But this collection does launch on Tuesday, May 21st at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time, and you can use my affiliate code Rachel if you would like to save money at checkout. And thank you so much if you do decide to use my code. I really appreciate it. I did receive all of these products in PR, but let me give you an overview of everything before we hop into the first look. So we have the Oslo Gardermoen. OSL is the code for the airport in Oslo. The inspiration is Nordic Cool, and the palette is Cool Neutrals. So this is what the Oslo palette looks like. I think a lot of people are really gonna love this palette, and I really love how each palette is really laid out so well, different depths of mattes, couple of different shimmers. The second palette and the second look that I do is with the Canadian Rockies palette, and this one is more blue-green, really pretty. So it says that it is inspired by Mountain Calling. The palette is Rockies Grandeur, rich pine greens and vibrant glacier lake blues, really pretty. Spoiler alert, surprisingly, I love the look I got out of that one. And you guys know I'm not a blue girl. And then the third and final look, which is the one I'm wearing on my eyes today. This is the Abu Dhabi palette. And if you guys know me, you know I love these warm tones. Love this one. When I initially opened up these palettes, this is the one I was definitely the most drawn to. So this says the inspiration is Desert Oasis, and the palette is full of warm neutrals. I feel like there's something for everybody here, for sure. And so I am going to show you the first look with the Oslo palette, followed by a look with the Canadian Rockies, followed by the Abu Dhabi palette, and at the end, I give you my initial thoughts. Is this the good Nomad quality that I come to expect? What are the shimmers like? Because shimmers are different. I feel with Nomad, they switch their shimmers up quite often in their palette. So I'll let you know about the formulas. I'll let you know about everything that I can. I used every single shade in every single palette, so I was able to give you initial thoughts. Now I do have to continue using these products several times over to get my full and final thoughts, trying to create different looks out of these palettes than the ones I initially made. They'll show up in a palette ranking in the future. But I would love to know your thoughts on this collection. Are you excited? Let me know. They always do come with a fun postcard, and this one is like an old school airline ticket. It says round the world ticket. Fly away with Nomad Air and love the journey again. Welcome back to the golden age of flying. And then it has the explanation for each palette on here as well. So I would love to know, just initially looking at the color stories, which one is your favorite? Which one are you the most drawn to? And I always list everything I'm wearing on my face in every single look down in the description box. I will link Nomad's website down below. And I think that's all I have to say. I'm gonna send you off to look number 1 now. All right, let's use one of these Nomad palettes. I had a whole look on, and as soon as it arrived at my door, I wiped off my eye makeup so I can apply one of these. So we have, obviously you've already seen it in the intro, but there are 3 6-pan little mini palettes, which I loved the first one that they came out with. This one is representing Oslo Gardermoen. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. I do apologize, but this is what the cover looks like. It says 6 cool toned hues from frosty gray and silver to rich beige and taupe, 4 soft mattes and 2 glistening shimmers in a slim case with built-in mirror. The perfect eyeshadow palette for all your travels. It's Nordic Cool inspiration. Beautiful architecture, trendy neighborhoods, and happening cafes await as we head to Norway's cool capital, Oslo. I want to go. That sounds really exciting. And so this is a mini cool toned neutral eyeshadow palette. I think a lot of people are gonna love this. A lot of people. Super pretty. And I do think, like, spoiler alert, all of the palettes are set up so nicely. We have different mattes with different depths. They're all matte heavy, which I love. And then there are 2 different shimmers. So let's do it. I'm gonna first go in with this shade called Practical, and I'm just gonna put this through my crease. I have the very first 6-pan that they came out with because I did get it in PR and I love it. I know a lot of people kind of claimed they thought it was boring, but I do like now that they're coming out with different colorways. So if you don't want just like a golden neutral palette, you have a little more variety. And I really love how these are set up. I think they're just done really, really well. I'm also gonna run that shade on my lower lash line. Next, I'm gonna go in with the shade Natural here. Just put this a little lower in the crease. And now I'm gonna go in with the deepest matte shade called Functional and put this in the outer corner. This is creating like the prettiest smoky eye and it's so easy to use. I'm gonna take that deepest matte shade Functional on a flat definer brush and just run this on my lower lash line. And I wanna take Natural, that second matte, and blend it out a little bit. All right, I put the NYX Glitter Primer all over my lid and I wanna go in with this silver called Nordic Cool. It looks really pretty, just like an opaque standard shimmer. How beautiful is that? It's more of like a gunmetal silver. So beautiful. This is very 90s feeling, this palette. I want to go in with the shade Democratic Design, and I just want to tap that on top. It looks a little piecier, just to see if that will bring some brightness. Yeah, it did. And then for my inner corner, I want to use the lightest matte, which is Minimal. I'm going to try this to see if it will work for my inner corner. If not, I might just layer a matte white on top. Nope, that works great. And for my lower lash line, I am just going to use a black. This one is from ColourPop and it's in the shade Swerve. All right, and this is the finished look. What do you think? It's very pretty. It's very cool toned, neutral smoky, and I think it's a really nice little travel palette to have if you like that type of look. I definitely could see myself traveling with this, and I love that it has everything I need. I have two more like mid-tone light transition shades. I have a deepening up matte. I have a matte for my inner corner, and I have two different options for my lid. It's really a good travel palette for me and what I look for, and it has a mirror, so that's really nice as well. So yeah, I really, really like this. It's a cool tone neutral palette. My favorite color story of all time? No, but I do like it and I would use it, and I know a lot of people do love it. So now I'm gonna send you off to the next look. All right, let's do a look with the Canadian Rockies palette. So this one is the blue palette, which if you've been here before, you know this is probably my least favorite of the three, but still really pretty. And again, I feel like this is laid out so well. We have 4 different mattes that are all different, not only in depth, but also in undertone, which I think is very interesting. 2 shimmers that are a little bit more on the dark side. So this is described as 6 bountiful shades from pine greens to alpine blues and touches of natural hues. 4 blendable mattes and 2 glistening shimmers in a slim case with built-in mirror. The perfect eyeshadow palette for all your travels. Canadian Rockies, YXC, I guess is the airport code. The inspiration is mountain calling. Fresh air, pristine lakes, and mountain hikes ahead as we journey to the Canadian Rockies for an outdoor adventure. So yeah, I definitely think this is more leaning green. This shade is a very interesting shade. It's hard to describe. It is a gray, but it's also got some green in it. And then we have this beautiful pastel matte, which I love for the inner corner. We have a teal blue. And like I said, we have these two darker shimmers. So upon swatching, they swatched really nice, and the shimmers are the good, like standard Nomad shimmer. They're not like super dry, toppery, but they're not like the multi-chromes, obviously. So yeah, I'm excited to give this a shot. So I'm first gonna go in with this kind of strange shade called Brave the Bears and put this through my crease. Definitely got a strong green undertone. I've already primed my eyes, by the way. Just gonna more push this in. Very interesting and unique shade, but I really like it. All right, next I'm gonna go in with the shade Find Your Peak, that more like teal shade, and I'm gonna put this a little lower in the crease. Yeah, that showed up really pigmented, as you can see. Easy to work with. All of that. And then for my outer corner, I'm gonna go in with that deepest matte shade called Take a Hike, which definitely has a strong green undertone. Very, very, very easy to work with. I barely had to blend. Love that. I'm gonna pop the NYX Glitter Primer all over my lid. I'm gonna go in with the shade River Rafting, the more like true blue, and put this on my lid. I think I'm gonna leave a little section there blank where I'll put the other shimmer on. And then in the middle, I'll go in with Mountain Calling, which is a little more green. Really pretty. I mean, if you like these tones, they were incredibly easy to work with. And the shimmer is pretty. It's a standard shimmer. They're both pretty deep shimmers, so be aware of that as well. But honestly, nice. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna put some more makeup on and we can finish up the lower lash line together. All right, I'm back. Let's finish up the lower lash line. And I'm sure I already mentioned this in the intro, but everything that is on my face in every look will be listed in the description box. I'm gonna take a flat definer brush and go into Take a Hike and just push this up against my lower lash line. I'm gonna take a pencil brush and I'm gonna go into Find Your Peak and blend it out. And then I'm going to blend that out with that first matte shade, Brave the Bears. For my inner corner, you know I'm gonna go into this pastel matte Moose Crossing. Let's try it. Surprisingly enough, this one looks darker on my eyes than it does in the pan. Yeah, that I think I need a matte white to layer over that. I'm just taking the Blend Bunny Blends palette, as usual. Just taking the matte white and putting that over it to brighten it up a little bit. And for my waterline, I'm going to use ColourPop's Prance. All right, and this is the finished look, number 2. What do you think? I hate to admit, but I kind of love it. You know I'm not a blue girl, but listen, I do actually really like how this look came out. I think it came out really, really pretty. So once again, just like the last look, I was able to use every single shade in the palette to create a really beautiful look. But of course, I could have made it simpler and just used 2 shades, 3 shades, something like that. It seems like it's very easy to do that. And I do love that this is a blue palette, but there are very clear different blue looks that you can get out of this. More green leaning, more true blue. So I really appreciate that. The quality of all the shadows that I used were great. The mattes were pigmented, easy to blend. Now I will say, keep in mind that the shimmers are mid-tone to deep shimmers, right? There's no real light shimmers, at least for my skin tone. So just keep that in mind. If you like that, then you would like this. But I'm not usually a huge dark, well, I'm getting more into deep shimmers. I'm getting more of appreciation. I used to really be strictly light mid-tone shimmers, but I'm getting a little appreciation for a dark smoky look. So I do kind of love this look. I do, okay? So I'm gonna send you off to the next look. All right, we're gonna do our third and final look with the Abu Dhabi. Very excited about this. I mean, look. You know this is my favorite color story. Yummy, warm tones like this get my heart pumping and thumping, my friends, so I'm ready for it. So this says 6 rich shades inspired by desert sands, warm spices, and golden sunsets, 4 smooth mattes and 2 exquisite shimmers in a slim case with built-in mirror. The perfect eyeshadow palette for all your travels. The destination is Abu Dhabi, Zayed, AUH, inspiration, desert oasis. Dreaming of endless dunes and warm sands during the golden hour as we are bound for the magical city of Abu Dhabi. Sounds good to me. I'm first gonna go in with the shade Rising Dunes right here and just put this through my crease. Beautiful, if I do say so myself. Next, I'm gonna go in with the shade Spice Market right here and just put this a little lower in the crease. For my outer corner, I'm gonna use the shade Endless Sands. I don't know how different in depth it's going to be. It just has a little more of like a reddish undertone. Ooh, that is beautiful. These shades just are so yummy to me. Let's all take a moment to say hi to George. That was it. That was his 5 seconds of fame. That's all he needed. Pretty effortless blending. I'm going to go with the NYX Glitter Primer. I want to go in with the shade Golden Hour, which is a little bit more of like a reddish color. Oh, so pretty. Oh, wow. That is beautiful. That is very foiled. And it's pressed pretty loosely in the pan, so it's coming up onto my finger very easily, or picking up, I should say. With really warm looks like this, I love to use the Fenty Beauty Fly Liner in the shade In Big Truffle. It's like a very warm brown. I'm just gonna create a wing with this. All right, I'm back with some more makeup on my face. Let's finish up the eye look together. I'm first gonna go in with ColourPop's Cream Gel Liner in Sunnyvale in my waterline. I'm gonna take a flat definer brush and go into Endless Sands and just push this up against my lower lash line. I'm gonna blend that out with Spice Market. I want to add this shimmer onto the lower lash line and the inner portion of my lower lash line. So I'm going to pick it up. It's called Desert Oasis, and I'm going to spray it. So pretty. And then once again, we have a beautiful matte inner corner highlight in the palette Souks and Bazaars. I'm going to put this in my inner corner. All right, I'm gonna pop off camera. I'm gonna finish up my look and come back to show you the final look and to give you my initial impressions on all 3 palettes. All right, and this is the finished look number 3. What do you think? I mean, these are my tones. I can definitely see myself using this a lot. It's kind of like the ColourPop, like the big mega palette, the ColourPop Smokin' Hot palette that I love so much, in a really mini form. I think everything was really nice. The quality of the shadows, I used every single shadow in each of the palettes, and I think the quality of the shadows is good. Like the good Nomad quality, the pigmented mattes, the shimmers that are opaque, They are a standard shimmer, but really, really pretty. Not pressed too hard in the pan like some shimmers have been in the past from the brand. I think that the quality so far is very good. I love the small little format. Personally, I love a mini palette. When I travel, I tend to pack 1 or 2 or 3 and kind of mix and match them. So I totally really appreciate that. But yeah, I would love to know your thoughts. Are you planning on picking this up on launch day or at some point? Which palette is your favorite? Which one are you the most drawn to? Honestly, I'm gonna have to admit, I think my favorite look was the blue one. Right? We need to record this day in history with me saying that, really. But I love all 3 looks that I created anyway. But yeah, I would love to know your thoughts. Remember, if you do want to use my affiliate code, it's Rachel. You can save 10% when you use it at checkout at Nomad. Again, if you do use my code, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And leave me a comment down below because I love hearing from you. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing before you leave. I do upload videos weekly, and I'd love to see you back on my channel again. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.